Ah, there we go. Salutations, class, and welcome back. We should be over the hump of technical difficulties today, so we are back to our usual schedule of Strive Sunday. I think this time around, we might give a bit more exploration towards Anji instead of Goldlewis, so we will have to practice a bit more of him in the labs tonight. I'm excited. They finally made him a bit more of a functional character, although compared to a number of other characters, I still think he has some issues with his core kit. Though his high-low mix-up should be a lot less reactable now, especially with the car cancels on top of Fujin itself being faster enough to link out of far slash. Alright, time for the warm-up. As usual, nope, we will need a second jump K into jump dust. That's right. Let's try to see if we can get it off of, say, a Roman cancel instead. Ah, not quite. That timing is going to be strict. Alright. We still might have something on fire. Wonder what's going on here. I'll leave the chat up there just in case. Alright. We'll have to play around restricting having some somewhat less functional stuff going on. But back to our usual Anji nonsense then. Now this matchup will be a lot less difficult for us given that Anji has somewhat better neutral than Goldlewis. It's also a bit easier for us to spin out of the corner shenanigans. Eat a punish for that, because alright, time to focus. We'll have to really get back into the mindset. And again, our approach is being stopped. Alright, so she's going to zone us out for the most part, but what is very important, as a change to how this character functions... Aha! I was expecting a burst. Guess everyone is smarter in floor 10. Don't jump. I wonder how this works. Does this kill us or... Nope. It kills us. So, we have to play around our inferior neutral here for the most part. And we'll see how that changes our strategy. We also haven't really played Anji in a while, so our strategy will really need to be a lot different from how we play Goldlewis. Simple enough. Ah, didn't FD break that. We literally just let her pick that up. Alright, we'll really have to get back into the Anji mindset. A lot more movement and less of abusing our normals instead. Huh, no cracks on the wall for that one. I think what has changed our Anji strategy most is we tend to focus a bit too much on actually trying to get in. Anji does have decent neutrals, so we should probably try to focus a bit more on staying at mid-range rather than trying to get into our opponent's face so much. The difference that we have here now is that we can actually follow up Far Slash with Fujin. Even at max distance, it looks like. How far can we hit that from? Yeah, even at max distance. Alright. So, we should try to focus a bit more on neutral whiff punishes, given that we can get onto Fujin from Far Slash being used as a neutral whiff punish. Or just getting a good poke in regardless.
Duel 1. Let's rock. Slow.
That was my move.
You underestimated me. Not quite.
Ah, no burst. I guess he's already given up on this one. Can't jab out of that still. And he didn't even need it. I didn't see him burst, so I didn't even think he was going to do it. Guess he's going to use that to steal a match then. Yep, the usual nonsense. So it seems Kai is back to being our absolute nemesis, given that he might have a better matchup against Anji than Gold Lewis, which certainly seems to be the issue going on here.
Challenge me again whenever you like.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Give ourselves a little drat. And we still can't jab out of that. Alright, Mr. Jab Happy. And wall break. There we go.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Alright. We'll be able to bring this one back. We just need to be able to get a little bit more tension in. And also focus on more backdashes. Nope, I can't even remember that at all. Get him with the cheeky grab, and... you know, Kai is actually the grappler in this game. It's not Potemkin. It's Kai. Hit him with the 5V, and this match should be in our favor from here on out. We should be able to solve this one pretty easily. What is good news is we seem to be reacting to every single one of those dusts, so... I don't know if he's going for the full charge or if those are actually the uncharged dusts. Regardless, we seem to be able to handle either of them quite well.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Stuck it. Good stuff. Have this. How's this? Pardon me?
More grabs. Alright. We really have to change our mindset and be ready to react with all those grabs with our own techs.
Saw that. You missed. Really good stuff. Now. Bouchard. That loss was just acting.
Ah, well, I guess he had a faster button than we did.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Really, 2K doesn't cancel into 2D like that. Guess it's not gonna work. Alright, so we haven't conditioned him to block high enough yet. We will definitely need to work on that. And emergency RC in case that wasn't going to kill him.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Ah, darn. That one was about to be really good. And let's go. That is a frame trap, Kai. Thank you very much.
I'll dance with you anytime.
First match.
Excuse me for a second. Let me mess with that tracking real quick. Seems to actually be falling behind. There we go. Professor should look a lot more cheerful and presentable now. I don't appreciate that the face tracking seems awfully fond of making me seem a lot less interested in the match than I am.
Mankind knew that they cannot change. Duel 1.
Yep, Restream is misreporting numbers, so if you can... You there? Alright, there we go. It's astonishing how polite the communities usually are in these fighting games. You'd expect them to be a lot more impolite, but people usually don't actually fight you if you're not there at your keyboard. Let me know in the chat if you can actually talk, because I know that the reason for the late stream today is because of some technical difficulties in getting Restream to work. I might go ahead and just drop it for anything that isn't annoy the stream in the future. That's plus. So that 2K is going to hit you.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Wonder if we can get a loop in here. Well, not a loop, but we will get our Ko into jump dust. Nope, get him with the grab. Ah, unique name. Welcome back. Glad to see you. I guess the YouTube chat is working. Is that showing up on the stream, though? Ah, we do have a connection. Alright. My dashboard isn't functioning right now, but I'll be able to read the messages on the stream itself. Who do you play in Stride, by the way, Toon? I'm looking at my opponent's name. Unique name. Who do you play? You have made a couple of comments before on observing some of the stuff out of the new patch. Cali Burst, the match is already lost. Note, never talk while you're trying to fight. Well, we got baited. Play Kai. Oh, so is that you destroying me right now? I know not, but... There we go, we've opened him up. Ah, we gotta just defend. How did that not count as letting us 2P after that? Interesting. I haven't looked at the change list for the characters other than, Anji and Goldless. Did they give Kai any new, tricks recently? I wish that wasn't -14. And that is not a parry. Alright. Focus up. Slap the face a little bit. Not particularly, got a slightly buff projectile. They did, enhance how the fireball clashes were working, wasn't that the case? And here we go. Ah, you know, we probably could have actually done a 2K into a sweep there. We'll have to be a lot more aggressive with our non-Fujin approaches, because Fujin itself is very easy to react to once it shows up more often. So I think one thing we can focus on a bit more, especially with Anji's hitbox being lowered during his dash, go ahead, get a grab set up, and then we actually get more use out of our butterfly. I don't think anyone's dust combos are going to change with the new patch, so we'll keep doing that one. Name looks familiar. I feel like we fought this Axel before. It's also a matchup that we have a chance with now that we're not playing Gold Lewis. Unique name. Seems like Twitch is slightly ahead of YouTube. I do have it set on low latency, but not on very low latency on YouTube's end. YouTube is a little slower, but I've noticed it seems to be more reliable in at least getting stream up. Ah, it's good to be back. Well, we know that Twitch chat is working as well, so seems it's just my streaming dashboard that needs some work. And now... Nope, that is a frame trap. YouTube delay was very noticeable. You know, I think for the next few streams I'll try to go for the lowest delay possible. Might make it a lot better for the interaction. Ah, right, he has the unblockable. Always need to pay attention to that one. Darn. That stuff's still fuzzyable. So we will have to mess with the timing of our Fujins a lot. That's for sure. That's not a spin. God, I hate Axel. Ah, well, he knew it. Although I suppose at that point it's actually a lot more reactable. Alright, Axel, once we... Axel's very annoying, yeah, absolutely. I've grown a bit more disdain for him since I've been playing Gold Lewis, since Gold Lewis just basically has no chance to win against him. A lot of his stuff is mostly knowledge checks, which I have faced him enough time to have a knowledge of most of them, but oftentimes when I am streaming I don't have the brain power to actually pay attention to everything at once, like that unblockable there. That's kind of an issue of fighting characters like this that are so focused on having to pay attention to them. Oh, wow. Chip damage got us. I swear I've seen that name. The Axel run up and grab. He's a zoner character, he's gonna play Rushdown. Funny how that's an OTG attack there.
Pretty cool, right?
I don't think I'm just gonna react to enough of this stuff quickly enough. It's a very sleepy day for me. And what do you know? I think our biggest issue is we are playing too safe against him. You need to take more risks if you want to actually fight Axel. We also don't do enough air dashing over Rensen when you see he will have those occasional moments where there's a number of times in which he'll do that second explosion and we don't air dash over it. He has a lot of windows to be opened up, but it requires us to take a risk. You know, I can't even see that one coming out. Oof. Well, he had the advantage there.
Pretty cool, right?
Kinda feels weird that Gold Lewis's air normals seem better than Anji's of all people. All of his normals serve basically the same purpose. They all just basically hit in front of you. Don't even have much combo ability. Wanna play some rounds? You know what? Let's actually do that. And of course, the stream there the matchmaking seems to disrupt again. Meet me in... Are you West Coast or East Coast? Because I'm Central US. Unless you're in Europe, we might have some trouble, but I assume you're somewhere in continental US. Central US. Alright, meet me in West Coast 6. Assuming that one isn't full, after all that's not the usual status quo anymore. Ah, no one's in there. Should make it very easy for us then. Hope you don't mind if I use Gold Lewis instead. He's a character I'd do a lot better with. I should brew some coffee on the weekends. That would be a lot better for the streams. Might take you a couple seconds to get there. That's fine. We have time to wait.
Are you ready?
Oh, drat. Alright, try that again.
Are you ready?
Let's go. Always happy to have a match with the viewers. That's actually one of the reasons I've been so keen on doing this before. Actually, how I've gotten about, what?
Mankind knew
I
that
think
they
it's about
cannot
6
change
subscribers
society.
were through player matches themselves.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Stunned him.
Yeah, they never expect the run up and grab. And we're going to space. We have liftoff. I tried to spin. I'm still thinking Hanji. You get to be in the corner now. Gah! I was hoping I'd have a little bit of a window there.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
5K isn't doing its job. Ooh, drone got him. I am never going to stop churning butter as long as I live. Oh! Wow. I guess that is the fireball buffs they were talking about. Now, Kai can clash with those drones and make sure that they, well, aren't a problem. Haha, drat. Oh well, that's the price I pay for having such better pressure at least.
Duel 1.
I don't have much of anything to do, I'm willing to be here a while. Ooh, not enough. Was hoping I'd get a close slash out of that one. Oh wow, BFD really made sure that didn't happen. Alright, react more, less planning. Oh, wow! Nice one. It's a start.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
I see you.
When I can't see it coming through the middle of all the other explosions. You know, given that the 2P is faster, that actually gives him a lot of different pressure routes now. Or even ways to counter attack from other nonsense. Best jump button in the game, if you ask me. Indeed, very nice, thank you. I like your Kai as well. Less grabby than other Kais. Although I might be doing a better job of disrupting that, who knows. Ah, that was supposed to be a 5P, not a 6P. Oh, well, there's the grab.
An opening.
You're not doing that on me again.
No choice.
Got him. I like that 248 in there. I'm gonna have to do that a lot more. And we got one jump dust in there. That's probably as much as we would have gotten off of another Behemoth Typhoon. Of course, I can't just try and 6P in the other direction, because that's gonna count as a 5P instead.
Mr. President, hello? Hello? Wrong number.
Mankind.
I wish we had fighting games that used more 8 inputs, and maybe had jump on a different button. I feel like it would make a lot of really bizarre sort of cross-up or anti-air situations a lot less difficult to deal with. Always struck me as odd that there'd be characters in, say, Street Fighter that would jump and do an MK in midair and end up hitting you with their ass for a cross-up. He recognizes the frame trap. Always nice to see someone who isn't too mash happy. Ah, just too soon. Drone goes out. Kai comes in. Using a lot of the FD. Seems you actually know how to fight, Gold Lewis. I don't have enough people that are trying to FD all of his damage and pressure and guard crushes. Actually really helps your survivability if you just FD all this nonsense. Like that. No. No chip damage here. E.T. tried to come out and grab you out of that. Oh! Well, there's our new fireball buffs. Indeed, I'm actually very happy about the FD buffs as well. It's helped me survive a bit better against our random falls that we keep running into.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
And there goes 50% of your health. The big numbers make me happy. Drone goes out. FD isn't enough to keep guys from grabbing you, it seems. Uh-oh. Well, the FD also makes you too far for me to hit you with the far slash after that, so I'm gonna have to do a lot more to get in. Well, miss our close slash. He's blocked. Or not! We're both left with no meter. And there is our nice new Copter Lewis. Very nice round 2. I keep seeing it coming. I just don't have the timing right. The extra floating on the 6P is wonderful too. And I'm dead. Well, too strong for my 5P. Very interesting anti-air there. I'm also hitting it a lot more often now. But I'm at the point where I'm getting a very good hang of all of Gold Lewis's normals. What I can start doing is more 426 at least. That move's going to be slightly plus. And even if it's blocked, it will hit at just about every range I need it to. Ah, bursted too late for me. You get a nice little freeze frame. So Kai can see himself about to die.
Saw that. You underestimated me. I see you. Breakthrough.
Ooh, let's go.
Right there. Slash. Thunderbird. Slash.
Let it rock. I was expecting a backdash.
Yes, hello?
Gold Lewis has the scariest run I've ever seen.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ah, tried to jump.
Pardon me.
I wonder if I can beat that with a backdash jump toss.
Pardon me.
They never expect me to throw again. You know, one of my other viewers I've actually fought off-stream a number of times. I'll send him this bit of the VOD because he definitely needs to know. FD a lot more against Gold Lewis. Ooh, that would have been a good one. Let's try it again. Ah, I was expecting Fojar. And too much lag at the start, so that's gonna get blocked. Fighting for my life out here, might as well expend as much burst and meter as I can. Need to make my offense and defense as safe as possible. Well, I guess if they float the other direction. Ah, I was hoping to catch a jump out of that. And goodbye. Oh, nice block. You know, it's a fireball super. He's probably plus after it.
Challenge me again whenever you like.
Really shouldn't have challenged that with the 2P. That super's actually plus. Yeah, as expected. I made the mistake of trying to challenge that with my fastest button afterwards, thinking otherwise. You are so good at blocking that. It's so difficult to get through. There's so many people on ladder that have great offensive abilities but don't know how to actually block Gold Lewis. Yeah, I'm not bursting that. Oh. Alright, more anti-airs, and we need to stuff way more jumps. Oh. No full combo there. How did that miss? He's got a blind spot right next to his actual collision box. Well, I saw the right move coming, but I didn't do the actual thing that I should have done against it.
Looks like I win this.
Probably needed a 5p or a 6p there. Looks like he was too far away for me to actually Budorak. Best 5p, yeah. In retrospect, 5p would have worked. You were too far away for 6p to actually have had a good effect there. You know, I think I'll actually wait through the intros a bit more, since I notice you are tabbing out of Strive in order to talk in the chat there a bit. Not the right behemoth typhoon I'm wanting to do there. The one time I'm not spamming jump dust and it would have been perfect. You know, if I used any other attack, it probably would have hit you with that grab. There's a very weird blind spot on Gold Lewis's 684. And FD means I can't even do the mix-up I'm wanting. You know, Parody Unique Name, you are giving me a lot of good footage because there's one friend I have who keeps saying Gold Lewis cheats. He never FDs. He only FDs when he's about to die. But he doesn't know the ways of preventing yourself from taking the chip damage through the rest of the match. Yeah, just burst immediately. We're not eating a behemoth typhoon here. And missed. Guess I really should have done a 5k there. He also has a head hitbox on that 5p, I believe.
Yes, hello?
Very nice, actually.
I didn't order any pizza. Duel 1. Let's rock.
I need to stop dashing back in for that. Just wait, it'll come. He just completely invalidates my drone. I like that. Kai deserves that. They made his fireballs way too weak in this game. You know, I probably had a way I could have cancelled that. As long as I win, I don't have anything to blame myself for.
Give you 5. Duel 2. Let's rock.
Yeah, I keep trying to dash back in after that. Don't know why.
Saw that. Saw that. An opening.
Making a strategic slap.
And OTG'd.
Will you with
Duel 3. Let's rock.
stun him? DA clock. DA clock. Stun him. DA clock. I see you. There.
Huh. How'd that work?
You're mine. No. Saw that. DA clock. You're mine. DA clock.
Staring contest. Ooh, nice one. I tried. I tried.
Challenge me again whenever you like.
Gold Lewis really wanted that gold burst.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Alright, lots of jumps, so that will require a lot of 6Ps from me. And 5Ps. You know, there actually is a very interesting separate utility between the different types of down the system. I am seeing a lot more setups which are made safer if, well, depending on frame data, and using the full level 3 actually is less punishing. Or less able to punish due to its longer startup. So, one thing I can definitely try to learn with Gold Lewis is exactly which opportunities are open to being punished with a level 3 or a level 2. Or even, if it's only possible, with level 1. Plus, I should not try to do anything. I just tried to dash forward after that instead of just keep blocking. Oh, so close. That would have been amazing if it worked. Worth it. Close slash in the wrong direction. Yeah, that was a silly burst.
That was a fine bout.
Look, I wanted the meter, alright?
Mankind knew
If I could keep swinging this coffin and Roman cancel every time I miss, I'd be happy.
An opening.
Yes, he says, loudly as he PRCs. I tried to punch. Well, can't 5B that. Ah, can't do 268 versus that one. What? That's the most ridiculous attack and I love it. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do 2H off of that.
Looks like I win this time.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
See it.
Hit behind me, why don't ya?
I see you. Stun it. You're mine. Food your art.
Ah, tried the 6B. Missed it. Got him.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
I see you.
Drat. Oh, wow. Was that a attempt to do sacred, or well, the super?
Downright supernatural.
Yep.
Next round.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Pardon me. I've got you now. I see you.
The best of you, he says.
That was a fine bout.
Kai wins.
Darn, you're really keeping me glued to the ball here.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
You're mine. Now.
You and me.
Food your art. Food your art.
I can't open up your defenses half the time.
Food your art.
Thunderbird. You go.
That hurt.
It's the burst. 2K punish? I think not.
Well then,
Really, no side switch on that one. It's so strict getting the hitboxes and timing in there for that. And my jump K missed completely.
Looks like I win this time.
I think I'll go a few more sets if you're willing. Let's go for three. 3 more sets. And I think I'd like to actually get back to the ladder. See if this works. Ooh, nice. I haven't been seeing that too many of those from you. Really, you're gonna close slash in the wrong direction. I'm autopiloting, I should be 5-peating that. Is this live stream? Don't know you don't know there's 2. The other one should be shut down. I was having technical difficulties earlier. There shouldn't be one showing up. Thank you for informing me, Kayla. Hold on. I'll check on that after the next couple of rounds. Very nice indeed. Let's go for 2 more. Welcome, by the way, Kayla. Glad to see you.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Get hit by the exact same loop like an idiot. Alright, stop dashing. And I die. Makes sense. You're on the right one at the right time. Hi, by the way. Was there another... I thought I hit all of them, but alright. I'm thinking except for the Noida streams, I might stop using Restream. Or I might stop dual casting. It depends. Ooh, got him. I'm gonna start swinging this coffin. Whatever happens next is between you and God. That's why, it's because of the frequency of the jumps, and then if I got a 5P in there, we'd be golden. Ah, we've been trying that combo for so long. But we probably weren't close enough for it to land anyway. Might have just been like... Ah, right. I sent out updated links everywhere, but I don't think I updated the link I sent to you. Thank you for finding the right one. I think I got the right link on all my social medias. Ah, missed. Nice gold burst. Meaty as well. What? How'd that not work? I guess it might have something to do with the security level. Ooh, got the whiff on the 5P. Ooh, nice. And missed again. It's so hard to actually tell where they're going to land off the wall bounce there. You know, I even tried FDing on my gut there. Must have actually missed my button input. Ah, perfect burst. Very nice sets with you, Parody. Unique name, the most unique of parodies. If there's anything you'd like me to call you specifically, go ahead and let me know. GG's indeed. Very fun. I'm gonna go ahead and mess around the ladder a little bit more. Very wonderful, Kai, thank you. Not a painful amount of grabs, but better neutral overall. Let me double check and make sure that all my actual links are set up correctly. Want to make sure I'm not sending out all the wrong info. Twitch is operational. So is YouTube. Scroll down here and... yeah, looks like all of those links are correct. Alright, yeah, everything seems fine and dandy. Kai didn't have grabs, you wouldn't have Kai. Yeah, I mean, that is true. Honest strike-throw mix-ups, and coconuts everywhere to be found. That's still the single best Kai name I've ever found was Coconut Spammer. I'd like to get back to a little bit of Anji practice. We'll need to make sure we know what we're doing with him. Don't know if we'll immediately find a match, so let's try to get into that training room. You know, we could afford to practice our co-loops on some of the heavier characters and see how that changes. See how it changes with the weights. They only have 3 weight classes in this game if I remember. Light, medium, and heavy. Used to be 5, I think, from the last one. That doesn't work. Ah, another person putting their socials everywhere. I'm not sure if I'm ready for a Nagaryuki of this caliber.
Duel 1.
Let's rock. Here. You lack where? Out there.
Oh, well, there's the grab.
Just stay put.
Oh, that was weird. I guess he was still in the spin animation, that's why his throw didn't work. He's actually completely invincible during the after parry spin. Ah, there's no burst chance there. You know, one thing that's definitely worth practicing is 2K into 6H, which I hear is one of the most important things for Anji to know. Really?
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Got him. Watch him just jump right in. And he's gonna Blood Rage, so... You know, there's no overheads. I don't know why I was stand blocking there. Guess it's just a panic response. I'm trying to make sure I get away from him. Alright, focus up. One thing to do against Blood Rage is charge Dust. Yeah, I don't think I was going to be able to be quick enough to do that. It was after a floor reset. I definitely don't think I would have been able to run up that quickly. But maybe I am just too used to Gold Lewis. Why would you mash buttons again so soon? You know, given that he had the whole long animation and the charge, and the fact that it would have whipped, maybe we did have enough time for charge Dust there. This is plus. Gotcha now. If there's one thing I try to focus on doing, it's the burst baits. This combo takes a long time too. Plenty of time to actually dissipate the Blood Rage. If it ever actually whiffs. If you block it, it's -7, so you need a combo off of whatever you have with your shortest buttons. Why aren't you blocking? your turn. Stop mashing. Got him. I miss Anji. I miss him so much. He's so fun. I'm just dancing all over the place. I miss Anji. We'll definitely have to play him more. What are... I don't even know what the usual, co-loops are for Anji anyway. I mean, I know you can easily get one off of Sweep, but... 175 damage. You know what? Let me look in my Discord here and see if there's a specific Anji loop for us to look up. Ah, combo theory guide. Just what I wanted. I do not want a YouTube video on it. No, exit out of that. There we go. Google Docs spreadsheet. That'll be easier to read and talk about on stream. Let all that load. Knowledge chest. I'm wanting... Lose damage by doing RCs in the corner. Yes, even if you jump JD wall bounce and side switch back for the wall break. Okay, so it looks like it's just a typical close slash co. You do know he has been taking out half your health bar recently. He's gotten the buffs he finally deserves. I still think there's a little hole in his functionality that still needs repair, and that's the fact that Fujin still is beaten by every character with a DP, no matter which option you pick. It's only really egregious in Leo's case, because if Leo blocks a Fujin at anything other than its very max range, he can punish every single option with a DP. And go. Got him. If you're just patient against Fujin, a lot of that stuff can be fuzzy guarded. Oh, I missed this. I should be safe. Right, that's supposed to work against DPs rather than supers. Leo can also block while inputting a DP, so it is super safe for him. Yeah. Thank you for your burst. And the most important part is the fact that Goldlewis and Anji now both have 5-frame 2Ps. We don't need to worry so much about Beyblade anymore, do we? Used to be, we always had to contend with him. But if he starts trying to do some fake stuff, we have, well, ways around it. What a spaghetti match. God, I was hoping. Nice to be back home. Welcome home, Kayla. Unless you're talking about specifically Anji. Not sure that I'd call Anji home, but he definitely is where we started. And let's go. Got him. Butterfly out. Ah! Darn. Hoping we could have gotten that one. That was a very interesting thing for him to input off of a jump. The Anji brain cell strikes again. Anji's what you're referring to specifically. Yeah, I miss him too. Very lovely boy.
Rest now, lest your wounds open
Also a bit more on brand for having someone with such dorky glasses, right?
all yours. I see. Wait.
That's a frame check. You know, we can air dash cancel those jump dusts, so that actually probably helps our ability to get a wall break a lot easier. Nope. Not there. They're always so insistent. Got him. Let's just get rid of all that meter, shall we? Give him a cute little view of Anji's face with the umbrella. God, I missed that windscreen. It's so good. I love his little dance. Give him a little twirl. Okay, so what we want to try testing now. Alright, so that does bounce them back down, but we are a little bit higher in that time. You might want to consider doing super on wall break. Hard knockdown afterwards helps you keep your turn. Yeah, I'm Usually ending up getting a wall break in mid-Fujin shenanigans though, or at least tending to autopilot, I noticed that. There have been a couple of times in which I would do a super on wall break, but Anji's super does very little damage at the end of the combo. It's not a horrible tool by any means, but it is a little weak. 167 versus... Oh, well that is a 214 damage. Ah, we'll focus on that one later. The super itself doesn't do too much damage, but yeah, it does let Anji keep his turn, which I might have a bit of a better chance doing stuff with now. I'll definitely have to lab a lot more of his combo routes. Alright. I thought we were doing a bit, but alright. This is definitely the weirdest Eno I've seen. Mostly just good to keep the match from returning neutral, given that Anji's neutral does need a bit of work, yeah.
Not quite. Try this.
And let's go. Really?
Not quite. All yours. Try this. Dazzle.
Nope, how about throw? Well, she has multiple hits to that. No immediate punish for us. Well, get a wall break off of that. Interesting. Alright, no more shenanigans. I still had no idea what that whole 2H bit was at the beginning.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
All yours. All yours.
Well, take it.
Been a while since we actually fought Nino.
Really? Try this.
Okay, yeah. No more Kara stuff. We really have to make sure those block strings are as tight as possible. Yeah, in the cases of stuff like that, well, for one, Super would have actually won me the match. I'm just autopiloting at that point. Also a little difficult for me to read exactly when... Also a little difficult for me to read exactly when that wall's going to break, but might just take a little bit more work from the lab. Not your turn. Not your turn. And gotcha. GG. I wish we actually had a meter or some sort of a better visual indicator. Maybe if it changed colors, might be a bit easier to read exactly when we'd get a wall break. We're probably losing this round then. Yeah, that'll happen. Oh, but the round's almost over. Why would you do that?
Just a prick.
Wow, I think that's the first time I've actually used that super to block a super. That's amazing. Anything to let that not return.
Not quite.
So we know she's impatient. And because of that, we're going to have to use a lot more Nagihas. Oh, I was ready to RC that. We didn't need it.
And so the curtain falls.
Nice little set. Glad we figured it out. Funny that that's allegedly one of Ino's worst matchups. I can't really tell how it works though, but I guess given that you can't cancel Stroke the Big Tree without an RC, a lot of her high-low mix-ups, given that, well, no. That is exactly the answer. Ino relies mostly on ambiguous high-low mix-ups and a little bit of strike throw, but Anji just doesn't have to deal with strike. Finally being Ino is like finally swatting that fly, exactly. With her flying around all over the place. Ah, missed it. We'll have to practice it on both directions too. I think that's just such a wonderful evolution of the dust mechanic. Having every button cancel into everything else, but if you press the same button twice, you get the finisher. I really like how they made that change. So that's probably why Anji allegedly has such a good matchup against Ino. It's because he doesn't really have to worry about strikes with his spins. So there's a number of times in neutral where Ino tries to approach, and she will be left with a bit of a difficult way to get in, given that most of her stuff does depend on strike throw. I mean, high-low. It rhymes, close enough. Not quite. Wait, did Anji literally say that?
Take a breather. Did I get you?
No, that's funny. Guess I really am feeling love.
Stay sharp. Here you go. Now open. I see. On my feet. On my feet.
God, got me. Definitely pay attention to when those dashes come out and just backdash whenever that happens. That'll avoid most of his options. Although it is ambiguous if he's moving forward or moving backward. Beyblade. You missed. Really? That's supposed to be frame trap. How did that miss? I think I actually might have gotten the wrong... I might have mistimed it. That's supposed to be a perfect frame trap, though. We also need to get back into the habit of using butterfly off the throw now, too. God, I was hoping that would work.
Take a breather. Now go. I see.
He seems far less willing to suicide himself, so he is going to be a lot more responsible with his blood rage.
Clumsy of me.
Right. And still no range on Anji's air normals. Well, this Nago knows what he's doing at least. Pay attention to that blood meter. Right there, we wouldn't have been able to cancel it into a super.
All yours. I see. Let it move.
Ooh, I got him. Got him. Yeah, you'll notice a lot of those combos end with the wall stick landing on the first hit of Fujin, which doesn't allow for a super input cancel. Oh, well, now I guess to do whatever. You goon. Doing calculus to predict his blood gauge. Yeah, I do have one friend who seems to know his blood gauge in and out perfectly. Only issue is, one of his favorite things is to calculate exactly how much he can unga bunga it so that he tries to get you in the middle of a combo and then activate his blood rage while you're being comboed, and then he gets to do his high damage chip stuff while you're on low health. I think he actually uses it to its full extent, because blood rage, while it is supposed to be a punishment, also carries a couple of advantages. we still have a chance. And missed.
All yours.
Now what would be really cheap, but also hilarious, is if Anji could activate a spin out of his guard. He does seem to have... I mean, given that he does have sort of a link with Baiken, and I don't know if they're bringing Baiken back, even though she's probably a cash cow at this point. Would be interesting if he borrowed a few tricks from her.
Intense finale.
Really feels like it's difficult to get a spin in the middle of some strings, but then again, if it was faster than 10 frames, it would be very frightening. If you look back at Anji's original trailer, he was able to do it in the middle of like a whole bunch of Axel nonsense. It looks like it had maybe a startup of 6 frames or so. Hold on. I think we have a new thing to be doing here. Ah, we can't... Huh. Maybe... Give Anji frame 0 spin would be sick, almost like a horizontal DP. That's... Have you played Accent Core? Hold on. Parody, I believe, was the name, right? I got that right. Depends on if there's anything specific you'd like me to call you. Whichever unique name of yours you'd prefer. But, that's actually how it was in Accent Core. It didn't have invincible frames on up until the actual active frames, but it did have 10 invincible frames of startup. He also used to have 2 Fujins. One of them was faster and better for doing a couple of combos. The slower one was the one that had startup invincibility. Chips bursting to make sure they don't die in one combo. Ah, nice dash. Well, can't spin through that. That reminds me, Kayla, you said you hated Anji's English voice. Do you want me to switch it back? I think it's wonderful, personally. Right, Shadow Clone is +6. Ah, Strong, welcome. We were actually giving Anji a try with the new changes. And explode again. Butterfly. And got him. It's actually kind of fun to hear him in Korean. You know, let's go ahead and change his voice after this. Command grab, of course. Ha! Drat. Right, that's minus 14. You don't get to do whatever the heck we want after it.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
I'm going a little bit behind on Chip here. But a couple of the other matches we've had today, we've gotten a lot of mileage out of people not knowing how to handle Anji. Ooh, now that's some damage. Ooh, wrong move. Well, now we're 1-1, so the next match will tell us if we're winning.
Duel 1.
Alright, more 5k. That's a much better move that Anji should definitely use more. I'm just gonna burst, try to get one chance. Chance missed.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Remember, kids, you need to be on crack if you want to play Chip. Didn't think he'd be air dashing so low to the ground so soon. Oh, wow, how did that miss? Alright, there's our verdict. We are definitely not winning against this Chip.
Go be a ninja.
I will be, thank you.
Burst max.
Sound settings. Ah, we can't change that while we're in the menu here, so we will...
Config.
Sound... Korean. I like that they let you change the voices for all regions here.
Network.
I really like games that don't have region-locked voices. We're past the point of people doing region-locked games, are we? I know that was an issue during the 2010s or 20-aughts, but I don't think that's really an issue now. I just bumped the mic, didn't I? Scientist teacher ninja. You know, that is the making of a very good story there. Science ninja. But how does that work? Do you just get little gadgets to make sure you can sneak around better? Also, what kind of a game lets you go into a loading screen from another loading screen? If I had the chance to look at the source code of this game, it'd probably be some sort of a technological marvel, especially seeing how the netcode in this game has been so much better than Type Lumina and Nicktoons All-Star Battle. It does sound very cool. Science Ninja. Best anti-air in the game. Let's do it again. Wait, we can't parry that. Alright, more wake up backdashes. Alright, he's gonna DP on wake up every time. A little impatient. And again, he's just already buffering it every single time he gets knocked down. Butterfly goes out. And command grab. Smoke bombs are technically science. Yeah? we might be able to invent something new for a smoke bomb.
Duel 1.
Of course, if you wanted to cheat, we could go the full, like, stealth tech route. If we're talking about the fictional areas of science, could have an invisibility field or something. And there it is, the DP. Alright, safer pressure it is.
Duel 2.
I was expecting a burst, alright. Especially for someone so impatient. The man really DP'd when he was minus like that. And it worked. I keep trying to grab him, but it's not working on his DP. He's a bit far enough that he's able to actually get it out. Like a madman. Knives are just sharp science. Yeah! Instead of kunai, how about a surgical scalpel? And the backdash was still too slow. There we go. That's what we've been looking for this whole time. And that is what we can do now with the air dash cancelable jump dust. No. You're going to be sober, Chip. Get the parry and you're still too slow to punish anything. He just always has that input ready. If you think about it, everything is science. Everything is definitely solvable by science. Alright, we need to FB when we're doing those punishes. Darn, we got the backdash too. Chip is just such a problem to deal with. I'm happy for him though. We're approaching the 2-hour mark, and I've streamed 6 out of the 7 days this week, so I think I'm going to go for one more set, and then might call it a day. For those of you here in class right now, this week we have Noida scheduled for Monday, and I'll probably figure for Chip really is hard to punish. It takes a bit of figuring out, but I think the big difference is when you do actually punish him, he's going to lose 75% of his health. But Noida on Monday, Deltarune Chapter 2 happens later in the week. I'm still figuring out what we're going to do for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think I'd like to try to get back into Melty Blood type Luminous, so I will spend some more time living that this week off stream and see if I can fit that in for a weekend stream. I really should just keep it lighter, but I would like to finish Deltarune this week, so definitely 2 days minimum for that. I'm also still definitely wanting to do Strive at least once a week, so try the Demon Slayer. Is that happening so soon? I hear everyone talk about it. Is it a fighting game or is it an action game? I've heard people talking about it in the VTuber FGC Discord, and if it's getting this much hype so soon, might give it a look. I don't know anything about Demon Slayer though, I don't... The anime boy VTuber does not watch anime. There. I'm a fraud.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ooh. A little slow on the butterfly there. I've ever played Naruto Stone. If it's one of those shonen arena fight, actually if it's just a shonen game in general, expect me to not have played it. Even DBFZ I've barely played. I played Chapter 1 of Deltarune earlier this week, and I'm loving it, of course. I love everything that Toby Fox produces. I'm really excited for Chapter 2, which I probably should have started on earlier, but I wasn't expecting it to be quite so popular so soon. I mean, it's Deltarune, but... I wonder if that's gonna hit at this distance. Oh, she's in the air for that. Darn it! Let's start. Ooh, got him. IRC, the Demon Slayer game, is an arena fighter from what I've seen. Not a big fan of arena fighters, but I do need to spruce up the content on this channel. We're basically just doing Noida and fighting games at this point. Although I'm fine playing Noida for the rest of my life. That game's incredible. I finally that cleared up the low. Gah! I don't want to listen to Jacko's theme anymore. You know, I'll give the Demon Slayer game a look, but I can't expect much more of it out of maybe one stream. It's probably not going to be something I'm too fond of. And if it's a full $60 game, probably not. Okay, Mrs. Backdash. Butterfly goes out. Ko goes up. And goodbye. Just want to see my reaction for it. If it's... I'll take a look into it, actually, since if it's actually happening earlier this week, probably not, because this week's probably going to be reserved for Deltarune mostly. But if it is coming out in like 2 or 3 weeks, I can definitely take a look at it. Ah, should have done jump P. Yeah, I kept trying to catch those backdashes. Got a 6H when I was trying to look for a Fujin. And that's 50% of her HP right there. Oh, it's already out. Well then. I'll have to definitely look at it. But I'm not really a big fan of arena fighters. And goodbye, thank you. Yeah, I'll look into the Demon Slayer game, and if I'm interested, I will definitely put it on a schedule, but it's probably only something that shows up for 1 or 2 streams. Still know nothing about Demon Slayer whatsoever. Oh, wow. Okay, so it doesn't have an effect if it doesn't hit Jacko. And there goes that round. Drat. Drat. Perfect. Yep. I think that's a good sign that I'm running out of steam at this point. That'll be an interesting matchup for us to learn. Well, we've had a wonderful and very dense week of streaming this week. This next one we are going to clean up with Deltarune Chapter 2, and then I might try to slow it a bit down afterwards. Question for Teach. What's your favorite character theme in Strat? Ooh, theme. Definitely gotta go with, Faust's. Faust's theme is my favorite just because of how much variety it has. Basically tells an entire story in that 5 minutes with all the instrumental shifts. I'm personally very fond of songs that change their tone throughout. I don't like consistent songs that have pretty much the same instrumental tone throughout their set of verses and choruses, so yeah, Faust is a pretty easy #1 answer for me, and if we're talking about character themes specifically, overall, out of Daisuke's works, my favorite theme so far is, well, Six Black Heaven's Guns, which I always leave playing. Really, really rocked this week. Surprised I have any energy left. Bleh. Well, there's the answer. I basically don't have any energy left. Thank you for showing up, Kayla. And Strong, Z. If Parody's still here, thank you as well. This week we'll have Deltarune Chapter 2 probably on Wednesday and or Thursday and or Friday. And I'd like to get back to Drunk Halo sometime soon. Might do that on Saturday, or we'll figure it out. But I'd like to try to lighten up the streaming schedule a little bit after we get through Deltarune Chapter 2, so I might start trying to... It's painful to say, but I might start trying to cut out Strive. Just at least so we can try to focus a bit more on Type Lumina, because that is a game I was anticipating, and I really, really wanted to get through to playing it. Good night, Z. Thank you. And Strong, thank you very much for showing up. You've all been wonderful, and... well, I've already gone over the schedule for the next couple of streams, so... for now, class is dismissed. Thank you all. And here is my cutoff prevention, where I secretly hide at the bottom of the screen until I see it show up on my own YouTube feed. And then I hit end stream.